a 1-minute story about what ESGR does, why we exist, and why it's a big deal, and why we hope you feel good about being a part of this little get-together this morning. But ESGR is Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, and we are a Department of Defense volunteer agency that was established way back in 1972. So pretty soon we'll be coming up in 2 more years on our 50th anniversary as an organization. And so we're part of the Department of Defense. We're non-paid, other than Jeanette. She is my paid staff person in Bismarck, and she keeps all of us volunteers out of trouble. And there are about 50 volunteers throughout the state of North Dakota. And ESGR, the real reason the Department of Defense wanted to start that is because there are so many Guard and Reserve members in the country that serve part-time service members, and they're getting to be more and more the makeup of our military service, that the Department of Defense wanted to create an organization that was basically that liaison to make sure that the relationships between the employers and their military employees, or employees that serve in the military, have a great relationship. And so we basically do that in 3 ways. And the thing we do most of our volunteer time with is doing what we're doing today, celebrating employers that are doing an outstanding job of recognizing their employee that's serving in the Guard or Reserves. The second thing we do is we try to educate military members in the Guard and Reserve and their employers on the USERRA laws and their rights and responsibilities and things that they need to do to take care of their service members. And I think both of you are pretty aware of that. And if there ever is a conflict between an employer and a service member employee, we offer a free ombudsman service. And we're very fortunate in North Dakota that our employers are very patriotic, very supportive of our military, Guard, and Reserve members. That's a really small issue in North Dakota. But it can create stress because Guard and Reserve members, as you're probably aware, and with Mark, doing duty in Texas, they're, compared to many years ago, they're having to do a lot more training. They're deployed a lot more to support our country right now than they ever have been. So we don't take that for granted. But again, the one thing we do, and our mission is really to create a culture where all American employers value the work and the service of their military employees. So that's ESGR, Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, in a nutshell. We have a gentleman that's in Minot. He wasn't able to join us today, Paul Strokeland. I don't know, Jill, if you know him, or Clay, but he works at Minot State, but he's retired from the Army National Guard, and he's our regional chair in Minot, but he was unable to be with us this morning. So you're stuck with me, who's the state chair, Dave Johnston, who's my vice chair out of Fargo. Rich Braun is our region chair out of Dickinson, and he's joining us today. And so we're grateful for them. So with that, I know that you haven't received the award yet, but you'll be getting it soon. And okay. They'll be getting mailed to you. And that Mark wasn't able to be on the call today, I guess, but it's very difficult for him to be on. But I wanted to just read a couple things. So I'm going to start with the one for Clay that Mark wrote up. And this is what we call a Patriot Award. And this is when a service member recognizes their immediate supervisor or another individual in the company for their outstanding support of that individual. And I'm just going to read what he wrote in the narrative of his award. So Clay, I'm going with yours first. Clay Robertson is my crew lead engineer. He routinely stays in contact with me, advocates on behalf to the company, and outwardly supports my service. He has ensured me that I will always have a home and job on his crew. He has been flexible with my service when called to duty, even on short notice. And he's just very appreciative of your support, Clay. So that is just outstanding.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So yep. So you need to thank Mark, and he's obviously but we're glad to be a part of this. And Jill, let me pull your nomination up that Mark wrote for you. It says Jill Roloff. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Jill?
You are, Delton. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Jill Roloff is my HR manager. She routinely expresses support for my service. She calls and emails me regularly to see how I'm doing while away on military orders. She always ensures that my employee paperwork and benefits are up to date and communicates company news and information, which she is very appreciative of. You know, and that's so vital, the work that both of you are doing. You know, when someone's gone, that's one of the things that we see service members say, that they're always kept informed about what's going on at work. Yeah, they're away, they're busy doing their service, their training, whatever they may be doing. But when they're deployed, that really means a lot to have that connection back to the office, whether it's from the supervisor or HR or one of the owners in the company. And that's just so very, very much appreciated. And we're just excited that this young man, Mark Halliday, took the time to nominate both of you for this award. So Jeanette has Jill's award up there, and so that's what it'll look like. It'll come framed. It'll come to you, Jill, and Clay. You'll get one mailed to your location as well. And the other thing that goes with this that we like to have we like to have done is called a statement of support. And this just outlines the basic duties and the expectations for employer and the employee about taking care of each other, basically. And I'm not going to read the whole thing here to you today, but if you would both sign that when you receive that, we hope that you will post that up in a place in your location of business that your owners, that you guys are proud of. And Clay, you can put one somewhere where a location where you have it.
Okay.
It's really a non-binding thing, but really all employers are bound by the USERRA laws when they hire military employees that are with the Guard and Reserve. But that's really what's stating here. So if both of you would sign that. It's got the signature of the Secretary of Defense, who is our ultimate boss here and the employer support of the Guard and Reserve. And I should also note the other individuals that we work very closely with, and we don't go anywhere without getting their support, is the Adjutant General, Major General Alan Dorman, located in Bismarck, and then Deputy Adjutant General Jackie Huber, who's also located at Frayne Barracks in Bismarck. So we're part of their world, and very proud to do that. So Clay, I'm going to pick on you first because I know
Okay.
you're out west, but I know this, you haven't maybe seen this or heard much about it before here or after I read the narrative, but just for the recording and for when we do put something on Facebook, just we can maybe get a quote from you for what this means to be recognized by your employer or by your employee.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, but most of all, like I never served, but I look towards people that have served, that they're like family because they take care of us, the ones that can't serve or haven't served.
Yep.
I don't know. I've always had a huge heart towards people that have served in the military and still.
That's awesome. That's very awesome. Thanks, Clay. Jill, what's this award? What comes to mind for you?
Oh, I'm extremely humbled by Mark's nomination. Excuse me, but I am more proud to support him. I'm proud of the military. I'm proud of him doing what he has to keep the people of our country safe. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. He's just a phenomenal gentleman to work with. I couldn't be more proud to know him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you know, and you're not alone, Clay and Jill. You know, I don't know why these guys put me in this role too, but other than I've really had a fondness and appreciation for the military, but I did not serve either. I had a dad who served in World War II, during World War II, and I did have a brother that served in the National Guard. And I've always had known about ESGR, but had never served. But I've spent a little time supporting our military over the years. And it all started, actually, my first real exposure was when I lived in Minot. I lived in Minot for about 2.5 years, Lori and I did. Oh. I worked for US Bank, and I just retired most recently from US Bank in Fargo after 40 years with the company, but spent some time in Minot. But yeah, getting my first exposure there to Minot Air Force Base and the Guard there. That's, Minot's a big military community.
Yes.
Does a great job of supporting their military. I don't know if you maybe know Mark Janser or not.
I know who he is. I've attended some meetings where he's been speaking.
Yep, yeah, I know he serves on the city council, but he's also used to be my neighbor, just 2 houses down, and we're still continue to be good friends. But Mark is very active in the military, supporting the military in Minot and Air Space, and Clay, I don't. Have you always lived in Idaho? I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, pretty much since I was 5 years old. So I've been in Idaho. I mean, North Dakota is a second home to me because I've been in the oil field for just about 10 years now.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Well, I was reading your company website. So 2014, I see you guys on October 1st, you celebrated 6 years as an organization. So
we did.
That's pretty phenomenal. And so that's great. I have, Dave Johnston, my vice chair, and Rich Braun. They both served in the military. Dave's a retired captain in the Navy Reserves. And Rich, I can't remember your service. Were you an Army guy?
Yes, I was. And I actually was up to a sergeant, first class. But then I got demoted to E4 when and I served in Vietnam way back in the early '60s, and I put down on one of my veterans application that I was a veteran. And a guy asked me, which war, the Civil War? And I said, yeah, I was on the winning side. Yeah.
I was on the winning side.
Oh, that's good. And then our very own. Go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
I just want to say something that I'm here in Dickinson, and I serve a lot of the oil companies here. And I have worked with Missouri Basin, Wyoming Casing, and Neighbors Drilling, and they all have received Patriot Awards. And all of the oil production businesses that I've dealt with have always been very patriotic and supportive of their employees in the military. And I know sometimes it's really tough to let them go for drill or deployment, but I've never had anyone say no or anyone give any of their employees any hassle. And so this is an industry that is very patriotic and very supportive of the military as a whole.
Hey, thanks. When you got somebody that's in the Army Reserve, they drill all over the country, and might work in Williston, but they're drilling in Texas. And so it's commendable to your soldier there. I recognize everything that he goes through. I've been through 28 years of it. So welcome and thank you for all your service to the Army and the military.
And I want to also point out Jeanette Fetch, our very own Jeanette, who works at Frame Barracks, where her office is located in Bismarck. She's retired Army National Guard as well. So a lot of military experience on our ESGR team, with the exception of the state chair. But I saw it from your side. I saw it from the employer side, because we did have employees, obviously, when I managed the bank in Fargo and was exposed and knew what it was like to work with employees that had to drill and be gone. And we made sure that everything went well. I also, since I know this is being recorded, and Jill or Clay, but I want to thank Mr. Thomas, Mr. Haynes, and Mr. Sullivan, the owners of the company, for their support as well, and what they do to employ military service members and allow the opportunity for them to flourish in both of their careers, both their military career and with your company. And this Patriot Award for both of you today, the Patriot Awards, just goes to show that you guys have a great culture in your company of supporting your military service members. So I want to thank them as well, and hopefully they'll get to see this video and recording. So
I will send it to them just as soon as I get it.
All right, sounds good. Well, with that, unless Rich or Dave or Jeanette have anything, or Clay or Jill, if you have anything more, I know that you're all busy. Yeah. And we're going to circle back later this afternoon. We have an organization in Dickinson that we're going to be awarding another award too at ESGR, and we're looking forward to that later this afternoon. So,
Oh, I just want to say thank you, and thank you mostly to Mark. I'm proud to know him.
yeah, good. Well, and if you ever have anybody that has time in their company, we're always looking for volunteers. So all they need to do is reach out to Pollster Oakland. And that's not what this is about. This is your day, but go to esgr.mil and tell us a little bit more about ESGR. I know I went through it pretty quickly this morning, but it tells you a little bit more about what ESGR is all about if you or any other employees would like to know more about it. So
Absolutely. I think we could probably put it on our staff base, huh, Clay? That's our company intranet, so everybody can see it.
Oh, awesome.
No, it's a great organization. I'm appreciative of you guys and of Mark, and Mark's definitely a great human being. Like, I definitely try to keep in contact with him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
It sounds
Good.
like this is a good program you guys have too, as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Clay,
Yep.
Clay, you look like you're working from home or otherwise in the car.
Well, I'm in the car because I got a bunch of kids, so I figured this was the best place to be because it'd be quiet.
Very good.
Hey, we see that a lot as we're doing these virtually now these days. So anyway, it's we don't care how it works out. We're just glad to have you both as part of this. So anyway, with that, well, Jeanette, we'll close it out. But Jill and Clay, thanks again for all you do, and you guys have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hope to meet you in person one of these days.
All right.
Thank you. All the same to you.
Thank you. Take care now.
Bye.